tomorrow.
Taking a look at live pictures as we're outside the scene here, right at the scene of the Boston Marathon finish line. You can see the Boston Public Library is back to the side over here, but want to pass along Boston Medical Center with the latest numbers in 20 patients, including 2 children. Mass General treating 22 patients, 6 of them in critical condition. We know one of them had a blood transfusion that was given to us by a doctor on the scene who updated us on the list of patients they are treating there as well. And Tufts Medical Center also has patients.
Yep. Unbelievable, really. An unbelievable day in the city of Boston, on a day where so many people are there to celebrate a huge accomplishment in their lives, and now it has taken this tragic, ugly turn here in the city of Boston, where devices are being found all over the place. 2 have exploded, 2 people are dead, dozens of people are wounded. Our investigative reporter, Mike Beaudet, is here. Mike, you have some new information. What can you tell us?
Well, we actually have a photographer who's out at Brigham and Women's Hospital. You talk about the different hospitals and these people who have been injured severely, ultimately having to, in fact, get to different hospitals, get to the scene. Well, we're hearing from her that, in fact, there were numerous ATF agents and FBI agents who actually rushed into Brigham and Women's Hospital some time ago within the last half hour or so. So not clear what that means, but she's outside that hospital monitoring the situation. Our photographer, Jen Platt, telling us that all of a sudden numerous agents from the ATF and the FBI suddenly rushing into that hospital. So we don't know what that means, but clearly there's some sort of an alert going on over there.
They're probably talking about
to monitor that situation out.
Very good, Mike, and I want to pass along, obviously, Brigham and Women's treated the mayor over the weekend for that surgery. We are awaiting a press conference from Mayor Tom Menino coming up at 6 o'clock. It was originally scheduled for 5:30. They pushed it back now to 6 o'clock. Again, if you're just joining us, and certainly have been on this story for several hours now, and we'll continue to be bringing you the very latest.
Suspect ID'd as Saudi national. That's on the New York Post.
50 yards apart at the finish line for the 117th running of the Boston Marathon.
And the reason I left this on without saying anything and just let it record for like the first minute and a half is because you didn't hear them mention here on the local reports in Boston that they have a guy in custody, a suspect. This is the live stream. Look. Live video on myfoxboston.com. He says, oh, we have reports of ATF and FBI agents running into that hospital, but more on that later. Really? Like you don't know what's going on? You just go to the New York Post, who's in New York, not Boston where you guys are. There's a better shot, a close-up shot of the second explosion, which you can see it does have a lot more fire in it than the first one did. Makes one wonder if the first one was set to get people to stop and stay in that clustered area for that second one to go off. But look, suspect ID'd as Saudi national. And again, this is going back to the local live from My Fox Boston, and all they keep repeating is they keep going to this anchor who's talking in the background here, the female. She was there on the scene because her husband was running in the marathon.
Commissioner Ed Davis said that there were no injuries, but he wasn't sure. So you're wondering if this city is under attack, what is going on? Now I can
The city is under attack.
LA, San Francisco, New York, Washington, D.C., Boston, all on heightened alert. This is a fluid situation here, folks. Things continue to happen. We can tell you that MEMA was reporting that they're going out looking for reports of some other devices that possibly are on the marathon route. And then you look at this and you see
there was a drill going on today, a bomb squad drill going on. Oh, but that's just a coincidence. Even though drills always happen when these events happen.
Would be covered in people, even at this point in the day.
Absolutely.
With some of the later runners
again
coming in. Obviously, when it came down...
Why are they not saying anything at all about the suspect? And again, look, myfoxboston.com. So this is Fox 25 in Boston. But if I go to the New York Post...
And as I said before,
suspect ID'd as Saudi national. And again,
There is a person there who was in charge of this marathon for many years for Boston.
Not one word of it have you heard in the past 5 minutes here.
Responds to these situations, and his name is Richie Serino, and he was right there.
They're telling everybody to stay indoors, to stay away from trash cans.
Type of job, and you know that he was there and he was mobilizing people. I had just talked to him moments before, and then I walked across the finish line.
Let's see what happens when you click on the article. Authorities ID suspect is Saudi national in marathon bombings under guard at hospital.
Certainly a stroke of fortune for us in that regard, because as you
Investigators
said,
have a suspect, a Saudi national. Interesting, a Saudi. Reflections of 9/11 in the horrific Boston Marathon bombings. Law enforcement sources say the 20-year-old suspect was under guard at an undisclosed Boston hospital.
So let's just reset here and tell you everything that's going. We're waiting for Boston Mayor Tom Menino to come out. He's always he's supposed to be here at 6 o'clock. He's always
unbelievable.
Here at the marathon route, and he just had surgery and broke his leg, and that's why he wasn't there. So we're waiting on that. But we can tell you that there are
again, you still don't hear anything coming out of my Fox Boston about this guy.
That 2 people have died in this. The whole thing happened at around 2:50 this afternoon.
This is all they're telling you is 2 people died.
Finish line of the Boston Marathon, right near Marathon Sports, right there in that area. There are families there. There are people there 10 deep, waiting for their loved ones to cross that finish line. That's the spot right there. That's where you want to be. So don't tell me that that wasn't, that wasn't planned. It had to be.
That's right. And this is a picture from sent in. Actually, my daughter sent this because it was sent to her. One of her teachers was here at this point in the race, and as you can see, she's about 4 hours 8 minutes, 4 hours 9 minutes. That's the explosion that you see there, and you can see the fireball. And when we saw the video earlier, you just saw a plume of smoke. Well, that was from further down by Matt Tomlin, who did a great job with that. And it was happening right.
Do you see the difference? There's the plume of smoke. Look at this. It's almost like this was set off to scare people and to get them all to stop, and then you get people to bunch up in this area, and boom!
Seconds later, 10 to 12 seconds later, that close, and boom, there it is right there. What do? Do you keep running through? And you just see all the people looking. That is a frightening scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, this reeks of false flaggery. With all the bills going on in Congress, CISPA, the urge to disarm the general public. Mute this for a second. The urge to disarm the general public. This serves as a distraction to keep everybody looking at the right hand while they go do things with the left hand. And then this also helped them pass more laws and anti-terrorism legislation. Don't forget that the Oklahoma City bombing anniversary is coming up this Friday. Don't forget that it's the 15th. So between the 15th and the 20th, this is actually it even runs further into May. But this is that time of year where they love to do sacrificial rituals and kill people. You don't have to believe me. Go look it up yourself. You'll see the Titanic, Abraham Lincoln. Oh, God, the president's going to address the nation. Anyway, you'll see that in this time period, the Titanic, Abraham Lincoln, Oklahoma City bombing, all these things have happened, and they're all connected to this very same shadowy group of individuals over the years. It's always used to push and further this agenda. I know, you're just a conspiracy theorist.
We've heard from the governor, heard from
the
Boston Police Commissioner. No confirmation on whether or not this is terrorism, but we have our expert, our terrorism expert, the former lead trainer.
So no word on whether it's terrorism, but authorities ID suspect as Saudi national marathon bombings under guard at Boston Hospital. Look, posted 4:28 p.m. It is. I could find the thing. There it is. It is 5:46.
Is helping the public safety response and also the first responder for this particular crisis.
So can you tell us, given what's taken place since 9/11, what type of responses would have gone into this type of situation? I mean, in terms of I guess being prepared for major events. You know, when I've gone to Super Bowls representing the station, I've thought about, boy, you're at a packed event.
It just reeks of false flaggery.
You know, this is the Boston Marathon.
It's too convenient. It's in this time period, this time frame that they love to pull this crap off. You have all these bills in the going on in Congress, like again, CISPA, gun control legislation, all this other draconian, tyranny-filled legislation.
Injuries that are typical blast-type injuries, kind of injuries that come from an explosive or concussive force like this.
I'm telling you, this whole thing just reeks of false flaggery. It's perfect for them. It fits their agenda to a T. I'm waiting to see who they try to pin it on. And of course, CNN is already saying it's right-wing extremists. They have their anti-terrorism experts coming on Wolf Blitzer's show saying, "Oh, there's a chance it's probably right-wing extremists. It's right-wing extremists. It's right-wing extremists." Same crap they said about Oklahoma City. Go watch A Noble Lie. Great movie. It'll shatter the myth, what you think you know about the Oklahoma City bombing. Again, over 10 minutes I've been letting the local audio play in the background and showing you the video while I've been talking, and I've actually kind of been quiet, letting it play and just pointing things out. And look, again, authorities ID suspect as Saudi national in marathon bombings under guard at Boston Hospital. Why are they not talking about it on the local Fox affiliate at all? That's shady. We'll see who they decide to blame. And, oh look, President Obama, by the way, was informed of this only a couple hours ago, and suddenly he's able to have a press conference about the whole thing already. I will speak to the nation about it. Right, what are you going to tell everybody? We have to take away your guns and your rights because somebody set off bombs at the Boston Marathon? Stay vigilant, ladies and gentlemen. This whole thing is shady. This whole thing is shady. Techniques from the Middle East brought here. Cell phone bombs. They're calling them IEDs now. Instead of saying bombs, they were referring to them as IEDs. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eyes open.